If you have any type of debt here in the United States, then you need to be prepared that if you don't pay it, you could actually see a wage garnishment, meaning these creditors will go after your wages. They'll contact your employer and they'll take the money from them, which means your employer doesn't pay you. Yeah, it's a serious issue, but more people are starting to see this. I just received a comment yesterday where somebody wrote to me and asked, is it legal for a employer to not pay you because they say they are garnishing their wages? And the answer is yes. But look at this. I was reading this article just this morning. It says student loan borrowers in default could soon see reduced paychecks. This was at the end of August. This was a few weeks ago. Now, why am I bringing this to your attention? Well, some people think the only way they're going to see their wages garnished is if they're behind on student loans. That's not true. You can see your wages garnished if you're behind on student loans, you have medical debt, you have money that's owed for a bankruptcy, alimony, credit card debt, consumer debt. You can have to pay for that, right? So there's all those other things. There's taxes. There's so many ways and reasons why you may see your wages garnished. But look at this, because I've seen so many different people and videos saying that all their money was gone. It was just gone. Look at this.
Woke up this morning to my entire bank account drained of all of my money. All of it. Gone to zero.
Okay. Was her bank account drained to zero? Possibly. Okay? Possibly. But I want to explain why. Okay? Look at this really quick. It says right here, federal wage garnishment law. Per federal law, 75% of your disposable earnings, or 30 times the federal minimum wage, whichever is greater, is exempt from wage garnishment. For ordinary garnishments, which include consumer debt, it doesn't cover garnishments for familial support, taxes, or bankruptcy, all of which have different rules. For instance, for someone with $500 of disposable earnings per week, or $2,000 a month, the greater of the following two amounts would be exempt. 75% of 500, which is $375, so that's exempt. Or 30 times the federal minimum wage, currently $7.25 an hour, which is $250, or $217.50. Since 375 is the greater amount, that's how much would be exempt, meaning $125 could be garnished from your weekly pay. Okay? I wanted to share that with you because a lot of people are saying, well, can they legally take 100% of my income? No. Can they drain your bank account? Unfortunately, yes, you can see, people go after your actual assets. But in most cases, it's going to be a garnishment of wages. They go to your employer. Look at this, though. Okay, I want to show you this. This is wage garnishment by state. Every state's different. So, for instance, here in Washington State, the lesser of 20% of disposable earnings, or 35 times the federal minimum wage. California, it's the lesser of 20% of disposable earnings, or disposable income remaining after deducting 40 times the state minimum wage. Texas, there's wage garnishment for consumer debt that is not permitted, right there in Pennsylvania as well, North Carolina, and also South Carolina. Here in Florida, you can see kind of what it is. Okay, so you see everything's different, right? And I just wanted to show you that. Now, here's the reason I'm bringing this up. We are about to see a wave of wage garnishments. Creditors are going to come out of the woodwork because they want to get paid. We saw the same thing happen back in 2008. where many creditors were just coming out of the woodwork. They want their money. Give me my money. They were demanding it. They were calling. They're sending letters. Maybe they show up to your doorstep. They want their money. Again, whether it's for taxes, a bankruptcy, alimony, okay, a credit card debt, something. They want their money. That is part of the reason why. The other thing that you need to know is that student loans are due. You can't just skate by and not make payments on student loans. Here's the other thing. At the end of this month, at the end of really October 1st, all those employees that were let go by the federal government, they've been continuing to get their weekly pay. They've got their benefits and everything, and many of them are doing just fine. But what happens when their paychecks stop? What happens then? According to reports, it's going to be a drastic turn of events where we are going to see the amount of people that are behind on payments in default. It's going to go up. Look at this though. I want to play this clip for you. Listen to this right here.
As of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans.
Wait, you mean the money that you agreed to pay back, you are now surprised that they're coming after you for it? Okay.
Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school.
Well, there goes your first problem. Instead of ignoring the problem that you have, how about you try to find a solution? You should have been making plans to pay the money back.
What's interesting about what he just said, you should have been making plans to pay that money back. That's essentially the way somebody that is, well, he's probably like a financial advisor or something. But this is the reason I'm bringing it to your attention. We've known about this for quite some time. The student loan payments are due, but yet millions of people aren't paying them. And they're waiting to see what happens. Is the Trump administration going to come after them? Are they going to see their wages garnished? I was watching a video just this morning where somebody was talking about a wage garnishment, and they said, well, the easiest way to not get your wages garnished, just don't have a job. Just quit your job. Easiest way. Just quit your job. Yeah, I guess that works. But is that the smartest thing to do financially? Probably not. Let's keep listening though.
But more than likely, you went to school for a degree that wasn't going to give you shit, and you racked up a shitload of student loan debt.
If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes.
What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah. The interesting part about this, and I've talked to many people that have gone through college, got a degree in this, that, and the other thing, but now they're concerned that their degree does nothing for them. Because for some people, and again, it was a very difficult time over the past 4 or 5 years, but for many people, they went into a field that is being taken over by AI. And they don't need their degree anymore. Okay? I was talking to a friend of mine just the other day, and we we're talking about how if you want to go to college, you need to either be a lawyer, you need to be a doctor, or an engineer, right? One of those things. And he said this, that he actually let go of one of his lawyers because that person was taking days, seriously days, to get back to him. When he could go to ChatGPT, ask the same questions, and pretty much get the exact same response. But yet, it was instant. So he let go of one of his lawyers. Didn't need him. He still has a team of lawyers, but he let go of one because that one that he'd go to every single time would take days to get back to him. So he's like, you know what? Don't need you. But this is exactly what we're seeing. People are using ChatGPT. And now they realize their loans that they got for going to college, their student loans, they were useless. They are now useless. And now they don't want to pay for it because they know that they are useless. So, We're going to see what happens over the next, several months. But according to reports, they're expecting the amount of people in default for student loans is going to increase. The same for medical bills, meaning you could see a wage garnishment very soon if you have any debt whatsoever. So make sure you protect yourself and be ready. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.